Alright, this video, I wanted to talk about the situation with Star Brim. It's a sad one, for mainly, that she's pregnant and she's about to have a newborn, and I think it's her first child. That's a sad situation, and that the feds is, about to lock you up or whatever the situation. They waiting for you to have a baby and stuff, and are going to be separating you from your child. So I hope everything works out for Star Brim. This is not a video to, disrespect about the situation or anything like that. This is I'm trying to be more informative for the youth and stuff like that. About gang affiliation and joining gangs is, it's not really worth it because the feds is already on top of everything. They don't want you to grow bigger than the police department and, their agency and stuff like that. And, it just looked like when the Bloods came around, everybody wanted to jump in and join and stuff like that. So it wasn't only a threat to your community, it was like a threat to the police force too. Like, they ain't got enough police force, for, how big and rampant the gang is growing fast, So, I hope everything works well because I know she had her podcast, Star Brim, if you're watching or whatever the situation is, I wish the best for you. Go out there, get you a good attorney. I know one, that my family used criminal attorneys, Murray Richmond. You probably already have your attorney and stuff like that. So I just hope everything, works out well for you, that if you do have to do some time, that it don't be like that much, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully it be something that you could handle and come back out and, take care of your child. Hopefully you beat the case, you know what I'm saying? That would be good, you know what I'm saying? But don't blow trial, you know what I'm saying? Because if they have some concrete evidence on you and stuff like that, you might have to take a plea or whatever. I don't know about the situation. I never did time or whatever the situation is, but every time a female go to jail, like when Remy Ma went, I be feeling extra messed up for you because, women, they gotta leave their kids, and that's not something we really want to do. You know what I'm saying? Fathers, they leave and they go make a whole other families and stuff like that. But, most women that, love their kids or whatever the situation is, as soon as that baby come out that belly, they be attached, So to have to go to a jail bit and leave your newborn behind, that's a nasty situation. That's not a good situation. So your past activities, like they going back to 2012, is what I think I heard. She already did a bid before and came home, and then now they're saying, I think the feds was watching from 2012 on up to 2019 or whatever the situation is. They building up another case, yet another case. But if you got locked up and you did one bid or whatever the situation is, the feds don't get off your case, so you might as well fly straight. They got this thing called intensive probation, and, being that they know that you pregnant and having a newborn, hopefully your attorney could get you some kind of like intensive probation or something like that, because I just can't see it. I just can't see myself having a newborn and going to jail. We have to try to work something out here, with my attorney if I could, you know what I'm saying? But get a good attorney, because then, even if you don't get off without no jail time, maybe maybe he could get you as little as time as possible, And the other thing is your gang gonna hold you down with the gang affiliation? Is your gang gonna hold you down while you're locked up? And are they gonna look out for your child? Now you probably say, yeah, well, I got money. I don't need street niggas to look out for my child. My child is good. I'm good or whatever the situation. I got people that's gonna bring me commissary and stuff like that. But if you wasn't that high profile, media person that everybody knows and stuff like that, the regular Joe Blows or whatever the situation is of the world, they join the gangs and they be faithful to the gangs and stuff like that. And then when they get locked up, um, nobody's taking care of the kids. They might see your kid and give them $1 or $5 or something like that every now and again and stuff like that. But and they got their own situation to take care of, because for minorities it's hard out here and stuff like that. So just to maintain your own family is a struggle. So to to take care of somebody, one of your gang members' families, you know and look out for their kids and take extra out your pockets or whatever to look out for your homeboy that's locked up. It's hard to do, because who say their kids got everything they want, or who got everything that they want? You understand what I'm saying? So nobody's really going to be taking care of your family like you would, or love your family or like you would, or they might even do some harm knowing that you locked up. They might, mess with your girl or mess with your man, or, try to do something with your kids or something like that, for the ones that got daughters and stuff like that. So, it just doesn't add up for me. So that's why I never joined any gang or anything like that. So the question is your gang going to hold you down? I'm quite sure for Star Brim, her best friend is Cardi B. So I'm quite sure Cardi B is going to look out for her, whatever the situation is. But, money can't replace the love. You have to be there for your child every day. So the money is not going to replace that. And the other thing is, I notice a lot of rappers is, expressing, what they down with, or, what gang they down with. They bring that up front and foremost. And I don't know if that's something that they have to do. Like, this is a way to become a rapper. Expose, that what gang you affiliated with or whatever the situation is. But I'm noticing that they rep their gang in the media and up, out in the open and stuff like that. They don't lay low with it and stuff like that. So every time you rep your set, it's not just your regular community or the masses of the music industry listening, but it's also like the police department and the feds and stuff is like watching you now, because you already said and you're already showing and you're already wearing your colors and your flags and stuff like that, and you changing the letters, the first word of letters to B's and C's and stuff like that to represent that how you want to write in your gang culture. So the cops and the feds and stuff is already, on your case, believe it or not, what I'm saying, from the beginning, they're going to be watch. This is somebody to watch, and you high profile or whatever, so it's easier to watch you, So watch how you're talking on social media. If gang affiliation is what you want to do, you just exposing, like your resume, you know what I'm saying? I'm in a Bloods gang. They're saying I do criminal activities, you know what I'm saying? I do things that, gang people do or whatever the situation is. And the other thing I'm noticing too is that, kids that have a hard upbringing, like, something is wrong in their household, like Star Brim did express in an interview, I think I heard her and on her podcast or something like that about her upbringing. I think she didn't get along with her mother, or her mother beat her or abused her in some kind of ways, or whatever the situation is. And that type of thing would cause you to go into the street and look for family, like your friends and stuff, and stick tight with your friends and stuff like that. And now that's your family and stuff like that. And then I guess if that would cause you to join, if that's a gang out there in these days or whatever the situation, most likely it's an affiliation to one of the gangs. But with me, when I was younger, in New York, they had like black spades and stuff like that. When we was kids and stuff, they used to have like the Flag Day and stuff like that. You couldn't wear red, white, and blue and stuff. The school used to announce that the gang is outside waiting for us and stuff like that. So be careful and all of that stuff like that. My mother died when I was 3, and my cousin raised me. I called her aunt, out of respect, because she was older and taking care of me, so she didn't just want me to call her by her name, I had to put a title in front of it and stuff like that. I called her aunt, but she was actually, my cousin and stuff like that, and she had her own kids, and she took me and my sister in, and me and one of my sisters in, and, now that I'm older, I understand, when you're adopted or you're a foster child and stuff like that, those parents is not going to treat you equal to their kids. So you're going to feel like a stepkid. You're going to feel mistreated or treated differently and stuff like that. You're not going to feel like you're getting the same love as their kids, because you're not. Because you're not their kid. You understand what I'm saying? So my mother died when I was 3, so, I understand. So, I kind of when I got older, and I used to get a lot of beatings and stuff like that too when I was a kid and stuff like that. It seemed like every other day, I was getting beatings, and with clothes off, no clothes on and stuff like that. So we used to be like, I can't wait till I get 18. We used to want to get up and, couldn't wait to get 18 so we could get out on our own. And that's what we used to say all the time and stuff like that. And then when I reached 16, 17, and 18, it was time for me to go. I started, moving around and living with different people and stuff. I was living with different family members as I got, into my teen years and stuff like that. And finally, I started applying for my housing when I got old enough, when I got 18 and stuff. So I do understand why I'm explaining this is because I do understand how it could lead you to the street. I started hanging out with my friends in the street. My family members used to be kicking me out and stuff like that. So I used to be running around in Millbrook and Patterson projects down on 138th Street and stuff like that. This is in the crack era and stuff like that, and, hanging out all night to the break of dawn and stuff like that. So, I know about the streets and stuff like that. I've been invited to join, the Bloods gang, even a Mexican, because my best friend is Mexican and stuff like that, but I didn't want to have to be joining gangs and doing what everybody else was doing. So I declined on that, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't, that rampant back then, I would say. It wasn't that rampant. It wasn't a situation where I had to, everywhere I turned was a blood or a crip in the neighborhood or whatever the situation. And it wasn't that heavy. It didn't get real heavy until, to me in the Bronx, until the 90s or whatever. But I believe, moving on, with Star Brim's case and stuff like that, she should write a letter to the judge, along, with her attorney's advice or whatever the situation is, about her childhood and stuff, and explained to the judge, how she got trapped up in the situation, and it seemed like no way out, no other way to go. Because if you running away from home and stuff like that, you living in other people's houses, and you kind of like got to do what they doing and move the way they moving, or whatever the situation is. So I think that she should write about her life, and her child life and stuff like that, and how, where she went wrong and how she went wrong, and show the judge how easy it is for minorities and stuff like that, and mainly if you don't get along with your parents. And it's even harder when that's your biological mother, or whatever the situation is. My situation was, my mother had passed away, and I was being raised in my cousin's house, or whatever the situation is. So that's even crazier. That hurts even more, that if you didn't get along with your mother, or your mother was abusing you, that's even that cuts even deeper, because I think she did speak a little bit about her story on one of her interviews and stuff like that. That's how I know, because I have been watching Star Brim a little bit. So she should explain to the judge yeah, how she ended up in this predicament. But then he probably say, well, you already did a bid, and you continue to do criminal activity, or whatever the situation is. So I guess it might be a little hard to explain, but just go ahead and spill your guts and stuff like that, because you have a child that you have to, uh, you know, a baby that that's gonna learn to know somebody else as a mommy, or whatever the situation is, or your newborns are gonna be missing that love, and that's sad, or gonna be giving it to somebody else, be attached to somebody else growing up. So just when you was trying to like get your life together and stuff like that, all your past activities has come back to haunt your future, So now that you're trying to have a family, I guess she met a man, or whatever the situation is. I seen a picture of him, or whatever the situation is, with her pregnant and stuff like that. And, they look like a good couple, like fit for each other and everything like that. So that's a sad situation. So I say for everybody else that's, thinking about joining the gang and stuff like that, take heed to, what's going on, what you see. The feds are looking, are locking up the gangs in groups, in numbers and stuff like that, and charging them with racketeering, conspiracy, and giving them the RICO and everything like that. So think before you join. I wrote all of this stuff down, and I'm going to try to get through it. So Bloods and Crips, to me they was too loud. They was too loud for me, and wearing them colors and stuff like that. And they was growing real fast, and a lot of the people that joined, like in the Bloods and stuff, that was rampant in my neighborhood and stuff like that, was like the bad kids. Their parents was on drugs, on crack, and doing dope and stuff. So their parents was out of it and stuff like that. So I just didn't feel like I fit into that, because I grew up with my family. My family was fighting for minorities to get on construction sites and stuff like that. So I had easy opportunity for jobs and stuff like that in the construction industry, because my sister was fighting for that. So I really didn't need to be joining no gangs and stuff like that, and getting myself in trouble. And me, I don't want to do what everybody else's do. If one person have a problem with you out of the gang, then they all against you, and they all got to take that nasty attitude against you and stuff like that. But me, I want to make my own decision about you and stuff like that. I want to be an individual and stuff like that. individuality and stuff like that. I have to know the reason why, I'm acting out against somebody or harassing somebody or fighting somebody. It has to be, good reason and stuff like that. And I don't want to bully somebody because I know I'm in a gang and even a losing situation. You know what I'm saying? If you join a gang or whatever the situation, that's not to go against people that, people that's just, by themselves. Your opposition should be an equalizer. Like if you're gonna Bloods, you fighting against the Crips or another big gang and stuff like that. But what I noticed is that, gangs, a lot of times they target people that's solo. Like me, I stay neutral. I'm always in a neutral position. I don't join any kind of gangs or anything like that. So I'm always like basically by myself or whatever the situation is. So, I experience being targeted and by people that don't even know me. Like if you knew me, you know that I'm a cool person. You don't have to be like me, mugging and all of that stuff with me, on me and stuff like that. And because a rumor went around and somebody said something about me that lied on me and it's not true. You understand what I'm saying? But they don't care whether it's true or not if you in a gang and stuff like that. If one of their gang members said you're not cool and they said something about you, they just gonna go ahead with it or whatever the situation is. So now you have to be getting in trouble about something that that it wasn't your own judgment on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You fight with somebody because your gang said that they're not cool, but you never met them or you never sat down and talked with them or anything like that. You don't know nothing about them, but you just out there fighting because this is what your gang say to do. You understand what I'm saying? So now the feds is watching. You don't know that the feds is watching, but the feds is watching, and now you going down with your gang on a conspiracy on heavy charges. So what you thought was just a little fight or whatever the situation is became a big racketeering conspiracy that John Gotti and stuff like that kind of charges and stuff like that. The giving them the RICO law and all that, the conspiracy and all of that stuff like that. So if you're a gang and you get a gang member and you get into a fight, it's different than two people just running into each other and having a difference and getting into a fight. Two regular pedestrians. If you in a gang or whatever the situation is, like conspiracy now, because the other person might not be in the gang, and so you hold like a bigger threat, and you like a danger to the community. So it seemed like every video that I'm talking about lately, I just did a Pop Smoke video, and every video is about either gang affiliation, drugs, with the black community, or crabs in a barrel and all of that stuff like that. So we need to like get it together because this is with all successful people. You know what I'm saying? Like I know that you ain't real high in success, like but your friend, your best friend Cardi B has gained, like the top rapper or whatever the situation is and stuff like that. So we have to be kind of thankful for the position that God put you in and stuff like that, because you got some media attention. You could open up a legit business and you can advertise to the masses and stuff like that, because whatever you say, it's going to get out there, because Star Brim, you done built your own name. Your best friend is the top rapper or whatever the situation is, so you don't really need to be doing criminal activity. Truly, you could open up or do a legit business, but I guess that's how y'all came out. There was some videos and stuff like that. I loved, even though it was like I was wearing all red and stuff like that. I just loved Cardi B when she came out and stuff like that. And I even was like sharing her videos and stuff like that. So I'm guilty of supporting it too, but you know, you feel it now that you're pregnant and stuff like that, having a baby and the feds is running down on you, and you might have to do some time and stuff like that. It's not all fun no more. It's like messing up your interfering with your family and giving love to your child. And so we just got to do better. And another reason why I don't like to join gangs is like if I had some dirt to do or whatever the situation is, I'd rather do it by myself. I don't want nobody to see me doing nothing like, oh, I'm bringing my gang members and stuff, and everybody seeing me do that day. So when we get arrested, I don't know who's gonna run their mouth. Somebody's gonna run their mouth because they don't want to be locked up. Nobody wants to be in jail and do jail time. So somebody's gonna say something. So I don't never I feel like if I have to do something bad, I'm a scheme and I'm gonna do it, by myself. I'm not gonna get nobody to come with me or anything like that. So if I do get busted, the only tongue I have to worry about is my own. And the only talking I got to worry about is my own. Okay, so I'm the type of individual I like to, lay low, and I don't want to be like, loud and stuff like that. And I'm not really, running these streets. I'm not running these streets no more. I'm trying to get, I'm a real estate broker. I got my company is Best Buy Homes Realty, and I'm really trying to market that business and get that business, up off the ground, and make that real estate business successful and stuff like that. So I've been trying to be legal for years and years, and it's hard, for a black female mainly, I mean, like, blacks in general, but like, I see that the black man could, they have opportunities more so than the black female. So it's like extra hard on us, and then not only that, females don't stick together. So shit, you know what I'm saying? So I'm a female. I like to do independent stuff and start businesses and stuff like that. But then I can't like reach out to another female and stuff like that because we don't support each other. You know what I'm saying? And our brothers is always putting us down and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, they act like they don't like us. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta love your mother, and you gotta make you love your woman and make other nationalities respect your woman too, because just like with the Spanish family, you can't if somebody bring like somebody to their mother and to their house, and their mother's there and their mother don't like, in a Spanish family, mother don't like you out. You know what I'm saying? They respect what their mother's decision is and what their mother say. And it should be the same way with the black community and stuff like that. We need our men, because every time something happens with our men and stuff like that, all the black women be the first one jumping, to support them and be behind them like OJ and all of that stuff like that. But it just seems like we don't get the same support in return. So, I never liked it how loud the gangs were and everything like that. So I like to be quiet and lay low about my stuff. So I don't want to extend this any further. Like this video and subscribe. I'm trying to pick up my YouTube channel talking about all of this celebrity gossip or whatever, news or whatever, but I try to pick and choose the ones that I want to talk about because I'm trying to send a message or something like that to the kids and stuff about gang affiliation. It's going to mess up your background and hurt you for life or whatever the situation in the future when you're trying to get yourself together. So Like the video, please subscribe or what have you, and good luck to you, Star Brim. Get you a good attorney, girl, and I wish the best for you. Peace.